So I created a new template, just a third-person template and I called it our class part 1. And so basically what I'm going to do is just try to make this Hello World program work for using C++ and Unreal. So I created this using the C++ template on the toolbar, so we could go and verify that by looking at our content drawer, and you can see that I have a C++ class here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make our own new class. So we're going to do that by going to Tools and New C++ Class. Now what a class is basically we're making an object, and we're going to be defining how that object acts and behaves, and it's going to be a subclass. And we're going to just make it of an actor. An actor is any object that can be placed or spawned in the world. So that should take care of anything that we want. So we're just going to make it an actor, and we could leave it my actor. Let's just leave it my actor. And this will take it a minute. And it should open it up in, if you have Visual Studio loaded, it should open up in Visual Studio. You might get this pop-up error that says that the project has been modified outside the environment. And so you could just click Reload All. Now, one thing that I figured out since last time I tried to do this is we are not going to compile inside Visual Studio. We're going to compile inside of Unreal. So what I like to do at the start of anything I'm doing like this, I always like to test my environment first. So where I've not changed anything, all I did was utilize the tools they have here, right? And I created my actor class, and so it has a class and a header file. So I'm going to go back to Unreal and compile this just to show that it doesn't have any errors. Now to compile, it's going to be in the bottom right corner. There's a little thing that kind of looks like, and for some reason, of course it has the window outside of my thing here, so let's scoot it down. So you can see here, it looks like a little square with little boxes, and the boxes are kind of floating away. So this is where it says it recompiles and reloads the C++ code for game systems on the fly. So I'm going to hit that button. And this is always just a warm fuzzy. We got it green, and yay, it compiled. We always like that. We don't like red. So now I'm going to get Visual Code back up, and we're going to look at our code. So it gives us some default code. It gives us 2 files. When we're making a class, you always should have things in a header. You should have a header and an implementation file. A header file is just that. In the case of C++, here we're going to use .h, and it basically has definitions. That's all that you're going to be putting in it. It's actually, they're called prototypes. And if you go and look, it kind of looks like a function here, right? This one would be a good one to show. It says virtual, void, begin play, and override. And so what this is saying is I'm going to create this function begin play. And that begin play will need to be in my code. But this is just where I always like to think of this as an index. It tells us everything that we're going to build in our main program, and but we just want to be able to list it out what we're doing. And so that's what's going to be in the header file, right? So we have my actor, and so you can see it has an A in front of my actor, and that's just saying that it's like going to go get the other my actor, because that's what we have here is, right? My actor is the class, and we're public from, and that's the parent class is A actor. So we're going to go over into the my actor CPP, and you're going to see that we have this begin play. And so that begin play we've kind of seen before with blueprints, right? Is when it's an event happens when play begins. So if this is in the world and it begins playing, the game begins playing, right? It's going to execute what's ever in here. And super just means that it's going to probably go and do the parent one, right? But we also want it to do something else for us. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of logic in here, and I will supply this code for you. So this will be in my PowerPoints. So we're going to have an if statement. So this is just it's like when you're talking about the blueprint, right? This is a branch in the blueprint, basically saying we're going to check to see if something is true or false. Right now we're checking to see if G-engine is true or false. G-engine is a pointer to the engine, for the game engine, and it's just checking to make sure that it's true before we do this. And then we're going to want to print to the world, right? So we're going to use the G-engine, and we're going to add on screen debug message. And so this is right in a blueprint where we put print to screen, right? When I want to show something in the screen, we do this. And we're going to put -1 so that it's saying that it doesn't overwrite previous message. And then 5.f is how long it goes. So it's going to go for 5 seconds. And now we're going to do F color. And of course, I'm going to do purple because, it's my favorite color. And so that's just going to change the text color. And then we're going to print out the text. And this needs a semicolon to end it. And so that is our code that is just going to basically do it when we create this MyActor class and we put it in the environment. It's going to hopefully put Hello World up on the screen. So we're gonna save it here. If we don't save it here, nothing's gonna change back in Unreal, so we have to make sure we save it so everything's saved. And you can see there's 2 saves. There's like save the MyActor and then one that says save all. So we definitely want to save all. And then we're going to come back here and click on the compile button and just make sure that it compiles, because I always like to test early and often, because if I mess something up, I want to know. And so now that that works, what we're going to do is we need to create a class. So I'm going to create a new folder, right? I like having all my stuff easily found, so gens. And I'm going to create a new blueprint class. And I'm going to look at all classes. So you might be going like, why are we doing a blueprint class? Because we're not doing well, we still need a blueprint. We just are going to base it off of the MyActor that we did. So, right, we called it a MyActor. And so we're going to look under all classes and add MyActor and select that. And so I'm going to just call it a blueprint MyActor. And we'll just call it MyA. And I'm going to edit it because I need something in it, right? So we want, to put anything. So let's just add a ball and we'll add a little rainbow ball and compile. And I didn't change my thing, so it's all in one window. So it's not in one window. So now now I have my blueprint class. I'm going to add it to my window. And now I'm going to hit play. And look at that. In the top right hand corner, I show my Hello World. So if I stop it and play it again, you can see up here, right? hello from C++. So that is us creating our first C++ game, or first C++ code that affects our game. I'll see you in the next video.